Welcome back to Feuding Physicians, the game show where medical professionals debate about controversial practices and current events. Today we'll be discussing transgenic goats, whose milk contains a human blood protein that can be used to help people with a disorder that causes a deficiency of this protein. We have Dr. Bellamy of the Stanford University School of Medicine to present some pros, and Dr. Atkins of the Yale University School of Medicine to present some cons. The protein in question, called antithrombin, helps with clotting, but people with antithrombin deficiency don't have enough. These people normally have to take oral anticoagulants like warfarin, but during some surgeries, these drugs can't be used, and there has to be another way to keep the person from bleeding. That's where the goats come in. Now, it's time for the coin toss to decide who goes first. Dr. Bellamy, you'll be heads, and Dr. Atkins, you'll be tails. Heads it is. Dr. Bellamy, you can present some pros and explain a bit more about this technology. Thank you, moderator. So this advancement is really revolutionary because it provides a new way for people with antithrombin deficiency to get the specific protein that they need during surgery. Basically, researchers in Massachusetts have genetically modified a herd of goats so that the goats now produce the protein antithrombin in their milk. This protein can then be used for medicine by... Dr. Bellamy, how exactly did the scientists genetically modify the goats? Dr. Atkins. I was just getting there, Dr. Atkins. The scientists began by modifying the genes of one goat, which, when the goat reproduced, were passed on to its offspring until there was an entire herd of goats with this trait. The vector, or method of genetic modification, that the scientists used in this case was microinjection, which means that the desired DNA was inserted directly into the egg cell and, when the cell divided, it transcribed and translated the gene as its own. This resulted in goats that produce antithrombin in their milk instead of not producing it, which is what they would have normally done. This technology is beneficial because it has the potential to lower the cost of antithrombin treatment for patients during surgery because there would be more antithrombin in the first place. In fact, GTC Biotherapeutics, which is the company that has done research with the herd of goats in Massachusetts, says that one goat can produce the same amount of antithrombin per year as 90,000 human blood donations can. Thank you for that, Dr. Bellamy. Now we'll turn it over to Dr. Atkins, who will discuss some disadvantages of the technology. Thank you, moderator. It is true that this method of producing antithrombin may be more cost-efficient, but there are a few major concerns regarding the production and distribution of antithrombin from goat's milk. First of all, the regulation of the goat's conditions is a problem that can impact their production of the protein. There is concern that diseases from the goats or from their environment could be transmitted to humans who may need the antithrombin. Also, Dr. Atkins, since you interrupted me, I think it's only fair that I get to interrupt you as well. What is it now, Dr. Bellamy? The thing is, why is there a risk of disease being transmitted to humans? The milk is purified, you know. Of course the milk is purified, but this process may not be thorough enough. And where'd you get that information? Actually, it's from Scientific American. Well, no adverse side effects have been observed in patients who have tried this, and it has been certified as safe by the FDA. Maybe so, but there's also a risk of a disease wiping out the entire herd and halting production, forcing scientists to go back to square one. Well, Dr. Atkins, if you would simply listen for once and consider the advantages. How about you consider the disadvantages, you closed-minded, petty... Whoa, calm down, everyone. That's it for this week's episode of Feuding Physicians, folks. Thanks for watching.